Yo, what is up guys? So Ashley's Gaming back with another video, and we are back with the Ironman team. This is episode 4 of the series, and we are currently hunting Gobballs. Well, so the previous episode we left off at the Astrub main quest line, and we were in a Pee-wee set. We are still in a Pee-wee set. And nice. I actually made and crafted, not crafted, I made some sets on the Dofus Labs website that I was gonna get at level 30, but then I found out that a lot of these materials I had to be a subscriber or at least go to the areas to grind the materials because of course I'm not allowed to buy them from the market. Since I don't want to subscribe yet because I want to play in the FTP area for as long as possible, I decided to just go with the Gobball sets and farm Gobballs until I managed to get the Gobball set on all of my characters. The reason why I needed an upgrade in my gear because I was questing in Astrub, and some of the quests are actually really hard and require updated sets, so I had to do this as well as one of the quests that I'm doing here required me to have the Rikiki wand. Now for the Rikiki wand you have to get some materials like the army of ticks and some resources from the sunflower and the royal Gobball dungeon, which I'm gonna be doing later on in this video as well. But to start this video out, I am just grinding Gobballs to craft the Gobball sets and then continue questing. Like I mentioned in the previous video, the side quests are way harder than the main quest line, so that's why I needed the upgrade. And as you just saw there, I am actually using the Dofus book website. If you're using that website, you actually have to be logged in and have an account, but if you have that, you can actually make sets. And then if you go and add the items to the workshop, you can then see a full list of resources that you need in order to craft the entire set. So that's what I did. So I could like track down if I had enough materials. So here I'm just trading some of the mats over to different characters. At the start, I think my Sacrier was kind of my main, where I traded all of the materials to. Later on in the series, you will see that I am going to main my SRAM basically. So all the materials will go to the SRAM. Also, a quick tip: if you're new and you're questing around Astrub, you gotta walk like up and down all the time. I just kept my save point in the Astrub village, and then every time I had to go back to the village, I just started a fight and left the fight. It was so much easier and faster. So here I'm actually buying some of the substrates that I need to craft the set. As I've mentioned in the introduction video, I will not be leveling professions yet, at least not the gathering professions, which also means that I can't craft the profession related resources, so that's why I made the exceptions that I am allowed to buy profession related resources. So here I am going to log my main panda just for the sake of speeding things up. I've been grinding the Gobballs for 1.5 hours, and I wasn't going to wait any longer to get random people help me with crafting. But the main reason why I'm allowed to use my main is because new people can basically use the book. So in every workshop you have this book, and if you open it you can see all of the people who have professions, and you can sort by level. So for example, if I need like a level 20 item, it is best for me to use like to ask someone who is level 20 to 30, because they will get the most XP benefit from it, and they will most likely not ask for any kamas for me to craft the item. So it's basically free, so whether I'm using random people or my main, it doesn't matter. It's just for the sake of speeding things up, using my main. So here I crafted some of the items. Now for questing in Astrub, I highly suggest to go in creature mode, because it's just so much quicker walking around. Here after I crafted all of the items, it was time to trade everything, which was kind of annoying because some items had like really bad rolls on it. So I tried to put the items with the highest damage on the Sacrier and the Caniger, which were probably doing most of the damage during any of the fights. The Aniripsa was intelligence, the Sacrier was also intelligence, Shrem was strength, and the Xelor, for the time being, was strength intelligence because of the Gobball set, of course. Later on in the series, I will be changing the elements because I will be changing the Xelor to strength agility because of the telefrag spells. That's way better. And then even later on, I will eventually change the Sacrier to chance. In the first episode or in the second episode where I was doing the Carderim dungeon, you saw that I was actually chance on the Sacrier. And I recently also got like a new chance spell. Both these chance spells are AoE. And only one intelligence spell is AoE. So I think chance is a lot better. But the problem with the equipments and the fact that I need to actually grind everything, I don't have the luxury to actually choose between my elements. Because also, I did not want to have my Aniripsa intelligence because it's just such a basic thing. I want the Aniripsa to be agility or chance as well, but even still, like now I'm grinding for the level 50 sets for the past 2 weeks, I think. I decided to keep my Aniripsa intelligence because it's just so much grind otherwise. So here I had to fight some other peewees and finish up the materials needed for the Rikiki wand. And here we are going to do the wild sunflower dungeon, or the famous sunflower dungeon actually. Speeding up the first couple of rooms. I think I will not record the first 4 rooms for future videos and just stick with the boss room because it's just gonna save some time with the videos. Otherwise the videos will all be like 20-30 minutes, which is a little bit too long in my opinion. But yeah, for this video I did show the first couple of rooms because it's just like a low level stuff, right? So in the boss room I needed the sunflowers, but it also would drop from the achievement, so I decided to go for all the 3 achievements in one run. So it is obviously tight and first, which are basically very simple. But the special achievement basically means that I have to kill any of the bosses summons before they play another turn. And at first I didn't want to do it because I was like, I don't have enough damage to be able to kill the summon and as well the boss. But the boss doesn't summon like every single turn, so this was pretty doable and it wasn't even too bad. So I just played full CC, killed the boss first and the summons, and if you kill the boss you also succeeded the special achievement. And after that I could just kill off the other mobs while staying next to my characters, which was pretty easy. Full achievement succeeded. Next up we have the Royal Gobball dungeon, and for the Royal Gobball dungeon I actually had to focus on the challenges rather than the achievements, because I think I had to drop the Royal Gobball wool and the achievements only give the leather. So I had to focus on the challenge instead of the achievements. The achievements I will be doing in another video later, but for now, for this dungeon, I'm just going to do the challenges. Now, at this point, I started liking the intelligence build on the Sacrier. And until now, I'm still intelligence, but I think later on I will change back to chance because of the AoE. And I feel like classes that have a lot of AoE early on have such an advantage in the game. Like, for example, the Shrem is dealing the most damage per hit. Like 3 AP, I can do up to 100 damage with lethal attack, I think is the name. And the Sacrier does less damage. Like all the other classes do less damage, but they have AoE, and I feel like having AoE like just makes such a big difference, especially if you are grinding materials and having to fight big groups. But yeah. What I also noticed is that the Shrem is really nice in combination with the Sacrier, because I can place traps and then pull the enemies in the traps, which is really funny. But yeah, here I am going to do the boss room, and I think I'm only doing faint-hearted here, which is don't end next to an enemy. And the challenges are focus and the one where you have to kill an enemy first without damaging other enemies, which is pretty easy, honestly. And here I'm just going to kill the other enemies. While doing focus, of course, just killing the boss last. In the next video, I will be improving my equipment once again, and then go back to these dungeons and doing the duo and Blitzkrieg achievements as well. And I think also the special. I also want to mention that back in the days, you were getting a pet, the Bao Miao, at the end of this dungeon. You don't get it anymore unless you bring Gobball wool and talk to the NPC that you see here on the map. I didn't know this in my first run, so I wasn't getting the pets. But later on, I did the dungeon again, and I was able to buy, to get the pets by talking to the NPCs, actually. So that's really nice to know if you are rerunning this dungeon as a returning player. Because back in the days, you were getting the pet for free, and now you basically don't. So here I am, AFK for a moment. So yeah, checking the recipe, the resources that I need for the Rikiki wand. Now, a fun thing with the Rikiki wand is that for the quest, I think you have to be level 30. But in order to equip the Rikiki wand, you have to be level 40, which is stupid in my opinion. But you'll see later on, I have to accept some of the achievements that I have to actually get to level 40. But yeah. Here I locked my panda again to craft the Rikiki wands, because otherwise I can't do the quest, right? But yeah. So let's continue with the questing here. Trading the Rikiki wands real quick. And I think here I'm going to accept some of the achievements. I had my XP to 90% guild XP actually to make me level a little bit slower. But even after opening all of the achievements that I had left, I got only to level 39. So I was missing one level, so I checked my achievements and see if there were any achievements that I could quickly do, like monster achievements. And I noticed that I had to fight some of these mobs to get the achievements. Because like fighting mobs, it just doesn't give a lot of XP, even if you do challenges. So here I got the monster achievement from these mobs. I did do one more fight in this area. I even got a bad challenge, which is literally impossible. A well-placed initiative trophy, right? Which you don't have at level 39. So yeah, but here I decided it was just such a waste of time to fight mobs. So I was checking my achievements once again to see if there was any other monster achievement that I could get. So I was checking the forest monsters, because I was fighting Prespics early on, and I noticed that I was going to need a melee Beowulf, I think is the name. So I fought this big group. It was also giving me nice XP doing the challenge as well. Fights like this take like 10 minutes if you're doing this in low level. It's so long. But yeah, I managed to do this fight, got the achievement, and I think that was enough for me to get to level 40. To be able to equip the wand. So let's check this fight out, see what is going on. By the way, I noticed that the Aniripta spell is the 4 AP spell that you get early on. The heals are quite nice, but the thing is, it puts an effect on yourself and the enemies if they are in AoE. And at the end of the turn, you push everything around you one cell, which can be so annoying for challenges, because if you're doing tight or impertinence, even if you end next to an ally or enemy and you pass your turn, it still fails the challenge because you push them away. So if you guys doing this fight, by the way, where you have to go and enter one of these houses while having the Rikiki wand equipped, the one on the bottom left of Astrub is actually bugged. So even I tried to go out and back in, re-equipping the wand, I could not click the barrel where a hole should have been. I even shared it in Discord, but I think it's bugged. I don't know. But I went back into Astrub and went into the other house, and that one worked fine. So I think the house on the bottom left is just bugged, but here I could enter just fine. I had to kill 15 of these mobs for a quest resource actually, which was 100% drop rate, which was pretty chill. Also, by the way, here I am back to 90% guild XP, I think. I'm not quite sure. I think I am. These mobs are actually pretty damn hard, especially these green ones. They can one-shot summons, and they also do a pretty high damage in AoE. So I had to like focus up a little bit and play smart. I was not gonna do the 8 loot mob, of course, but fighting these 2 or 3 loot mobs was just fine. It took me a couple of minutes, maybe like 20 minutes for this part of the quest to be done. Here you can see that the any rips a summon just got one shot, which is pretty annoying. So at this point I also knew that I was not gonna be doing the Kickroach dungeon with the Gobball sets. It was just no way I was able to do it. So I knew that I had to upgrade my sets later on again before going back to the Kickroach dungeon. So here I noticed that I got some new spells. And I think this was the point where the Sacria got the 2 AP intelligence spell that pushes. And that spell, for a 2 AP spell, it does pretty insane damage. It almost does the same amount of damage that other classes do with like 3 AP spells. So that's really cool. So, yeah. Guys, if you want me, like, the first videos, they got quite a lot of views. Like, more than I expected these Ironman series to get, honestly. So, if you guys are interested in something, like, specific, or you want me to change up the way that I make these videos, just let me know in the comments below, because these, like, this challenge, this Ironman challenge, I do because of, like, just fun, basically. Because I pretty much played out the game on my main team, at least on my main character, of course. That's why I decided to do this Ironman, and I thought it was like cool content for you guys. So, but if you want me to do anything like different, because so far I've just been doing voiceovers. That is also mainly because the content is ahead of by uploading. So I'm like, the moment I'm recording this, like this voiceover, my team is already level 50. So I'm a little bit behind on that, but yeah. So well, let's continue with the quest. So for those of you who started any recent new characters, like, you probably know about this fight. It is a fight against the Canigers, and you have an NPC with you that basically increases your health by 2000 for a couple of turns, and also buffs your AP and power every other turn. You really have to be careful on when these buffs are applied and when they run out. Because basically, the turn you're gonna get the AP and power, you want to maximize your damage and kill the enemies off really quickly. So here I am doing it on the Sacri, and I think here I actually died on turn 3 or turn 4 because mutilation. Now, with mutilation at the start of your turn, you are losing HP. The vitality buff of the NPC is 2000 vitality, and you can see here that I'm at 1500. So basically what happens is the buff of the NPC runs out, and normally it does reapply at the exact same turn as it runs out. But because I am technically at negative HP at that point, I die. And the NPC doesn't do damage, so it can't win on its own. So I had to redo it on the Sacria. So here I'm doing it on my Xelor while the Sacria runs back. And I figured out that I had to stay in line of sight with the NPC. If the NPC gets locked out or like locked behind a wall or an NPC and it can't reach you, you don't get the vitality buff and you are most likely gonna die. Because at this point I was running around with like 200-300 HP, and these mobs, they do just way more damage. You can literally die in one single turn. But yeah, staying in the line of sight of the NPC makes it so it basically always applies the buff. So so this is so stupid. I'm doing the fight again on the Sakria, and after the first run, I think I was actually watching a YouTube video. I didn't notice how I died. Also, by the way, thank you for subscribing. Sometimes I'm recording a video, and because I'm on Streamlabs, I get the notification of someone subscribing. So thank you if that was you. But yeah, I didn't notice the mutilation thing. So I was like, how did I die? And then I did the fight again, and I died again because of the same reason. So I just decided to start the fight on my Aniripsa. Aniripsa has a lot of AoE, so I tried to benefit from that. But yeah, at this point I knew that the mutilation spell was basically killing me. So I did it for the third time on the Sakria without mutilation. So if you're playing with mutilation, don't use it. It's gonna get you killed. Alright. Aniripsa. Easy. I do think like some people complain about this fight being too hard. Other than the fact that I was messing up with the Sakria, I did not find this fight too hard. So on turn 1 you will have the buff. If you can benefit from the AoE, which I just did there, it's like really easy. And then turn 3 you're gonna get the buff again. So use the even turns to buff yourself, or to change the placement basically. And then on the odd turns where you have the power buff and the AP buff, you can dish out so much damage. So the fight isn't too bad. So here I just easily won. So yeah, I think that was the last quest, I think. No, there's one more quest right after this. I think it's the... No, it's done. I think I have to do the Uprising Dam quest. This is another quest where I'm fighting some of the... I think I had to talk a little bit here. Field of Dreams is the quest. This is an easy quest. I think it's really quick. Like, so I am doing voiceovers, but there's not much that I can say about these fights though. It's just a little bit of talking to NPCs, running around Astrub. But yeah, I actually combined 2 videos into one. So the next video is actually going to be dungeons, all dungeons. No questing. Like after this video, I'm done questing. The Astrub main quests and side quests are completely done. I've got the, what's it called? The Silver Dofus actually. So for the next couple of videos, I won't be doing any questing. So it's just going to be dungeons. Probably grinding for new sets. Although the actual grinding of mobs, I don't record anymore. I just don't find it interestingly enough to watch. So I'm only recording the dungeon videos, and when I do, I only record the boss rooms, so I can do a proper voiceover of what I'm actually doing during these fights, instead of speeding it up like so fast that you barely see it. So yeah. Alright, so here I finished up the final quest of the Astrub questline. Going back to the militia to talk to the little guy to complete the achievement and get the Silver Dofus. And that's it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care, have a great day, and see ya. And also, I am level 46 right here, so that's really nice. And I got quite some commas, by the way, from just accepting these achievements. So yeah, not struggling here. So see you guys.
Nice.